Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we read diving into a topic that's incredibly important but often flies under the radar. How big tobacco companies in Canada have historically and are currently trying to get young people hooked on their products. It's a story of clever marketing, sneaky tactics, and a constant battle between corporate profits and public health. You might think the days of Joe Camel are long gone, but the strategies have just evolved. Let's pull back the curtain. To really understand what's happening now, we need a quick history lesson. Picture this, the mid-20th century. Tobacco ads were everywhere on TV, in magazines, on billboards. They sold a lifestyle. Smoking was portrayed as cool, sophisticated, rebellious, and even healthy. Ads featured doctors, movie stars, and rugged cowboys, all telling you that smoking was the epitome of adult freedom. For young people, it was an irresistible image of what it meant to be grown up. The message was clear. If you want to be independent and popular, you need to smoke. And it worked. Smoking rates soared, especially among teenagers. But then, the tide started to turn. The public became more aware of the serious health risks. Governments, including Canada's, began to crack down. In 1989, the Tobacco Products Control Act was a game-changer, banning most forms of tobacco advertising. More laws followed, leading to the plain packaging we see today and a complete ban on traditional advertising. So, you'd think that would be the end of the story, right? Big Tobacco just packed up and went home. Not even close. They just got more creative. Unable to use billboards or TV commercials, the industry pivoted. One of their most powerful tools became what's known as point-of-sale marketing. Think about when you walk into a convenience store. Even with plain packaging laws, the sheer volume of tobacco products displayed right behind the counter creates a wall of influence. This is called a power wall. It normalizes the product, making it seem like just another everyday item, like candy or a magazine. For a teen who walks into that store every day, the constant visibility sends a subtle but powerful message that these products are a normal part of life. Another major shift was in the products themselves. The industry knew that the harsh taste of traditional cigarettes was a big barrier for new, young smokers. So, what did they do? They introduced flavored tobacco. Menthol cigarettes were a huge part of this strategy. Menthol numbs the throat, masking the harshness of the smoke and making it easier to inhale deeply. It was marketed as cool and refreshing, with packaging often featuring green and blue colors to reinforce that image. These were specifically designed to be starter products. Then came a whole new wave of flavors. We saw cigarettes and other tobacco products flavored like cherry, grape, chocolate, and even bubblegum. Who do you think those flavors were aimed at? It certainly wasn't a 50-year-old lifelong smoker. The government eventually caught on, and in 2010, Canada banned most of these candy-like flavors in cigarettes and little cigars. It was a big win for public health, but the industry is always looking for the next loophole, the next new thing. And that brings us to the modern era and the rise of vaping. Vaping products, or e-cigarettes, were initially marketed as a less harmful alternative for adult smokers trying to quit. And for some, they might be. But the way they were designed and marketed has created a whole new generation of nicotine users. The devices are sleek, high-tech gadgets that look more like a USB stick or a fancy pen than a traditional tobacco product. They're easy to hide, and they don't produce the same lingering smell as cigarettes. And the flavors? They exploded. Mango, creme, broly, mint, cotton candy. The list is endless. These flavors, combined with savvy social media marketing, made vaping incredibly appealing to young people. Influencers on platforms like Instagram and TikTok showcased vaping tricks and promoted different brands, making it look cool and trendy. Online communities formed around vaping culture. The tobacco industry either directly owns or has major stakes in many of the largest vaping companies, so they are profiting from this new wave of nicotine addiction. They effectively use the same old playbook flavors and lifestyle marketing, but adapted it for the digital age. The results have been alarming. Youth vaping rates skyrocketed. Many kids who started vaping had never smoked a cigarette in their life. They were drawn in by the flavors and the tech, often unaware of the high levels of nicotine they were consuming. Nicotine is highly addictive, especially for the developing adolescent brain. It can impact memory, concentration, and impulse control. And studies show that young people who vape are significantly more likely to start smoking traditional cigarettes later on. So, in a way, vaping has become a new gateway for the tobacco industry to recruit its next generation of customers. The Canadian government and health organizations are fighting back. There have been new regulations on vaping product advertising, restrictions on flavors, and limits on nicotine concentration. Public health campaigns are working hard to educate young people about the real risks of both vaping and smoking. But it's an ongoing battle. The tobacco industry has enormous resources and decades of experience in navigating regulations and influencing behavior. They will always be looking for the next innovation, the next marketing angle, to protect their profits. So, what can we do? The first step is awareness. Understanding these tactics is crucial. When you see a new, trendy nicotine product, ask yourself, who is this really for? What lifestyle is it selling? Talk to the young people in your life about it. Have open, honest conversations, not lectures. Share information from trusted sources like Health Canada or the Canadian Cancer Society. It's also about supporting stronger government policies that protect kids from this marketing. Things like comprehensive flavor bans, stricter online marketing rules, and continued public education are all vital. The goal of the tobacco industry has always been the same: to find replacement smokers for the customers who quit or pass away. The methods have changed, from cartoon camels to candy-flavored vapes, but the underlying strategy remains. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into important topics.